today we are going to be presenting to you our project, which was, our team name is Homeland Hurricanes, and our project was air quality detecting traffic light.
So, main questions.
What is the goal of our project? To measure the PM 2.5 in the air. For those of you that don't know what PM 2.5 is, it basically stands for particle matter 2.5. Using lights to show the quality of the air. So these lights here are supposed to represent the air level of PM 2.5. So red would be the worst, orange would be average, and green would be good. Putting this into the form of a traffic light. So as you can see here, we constructed what looks close to a traffic light that you would normally see in the street. And to inform students and teachers at German Swiss International School about the air quality outside.
So, how does our project really impact the school life? So, it informs teachers about the air quality outside. And more personally, it is used to see if kids should be allowed outside for a lot. I'm sure many of you have siblings that are really young, and some of them may be really sensitive. So some of them might get sick from really terrible air quality. So this is a device that informs teachers, and this is the most important one. It allows everybody to know the importance of air quality.
Now, what are the steps and the processes we took or followed to develop our idea? The most important thing, and probably the only thing we did, was come up with a design. Now, that design on the piece of paper does not look anything like this. It was very ambitious, and we wanted to make everything seem perfect. But obviously, at the very end of the project, we didn't do exactly that. But I think, as a team, we did pretty well, and we came pretty close. Since this looks pretty good, I think, for a group of little kids who had 1 week. What were the challenges that we faced and the learnings and the discoveries that we learned in the process? Number one, housing is a very tiring process. As me and Chris know, we were downstairs most of the time, putting our backs into the very work. We all tried our best building the frame for our traffic light, and it took quite a bit of time. Most of every day was spent building this. Another thing, not me, but Ryan specifically learned to do, was code in different languages. He used JSON imports, and he worked with Python, which is coding languages that maybe some of you guys have worked with. And another thing, and probably one of the most important things that we learned, is when a step goes wrong, we need to think how we can fix it. A lot of things went wrong with our process. Lots of things went wrong, and we had to come up with creative solutions to fix them. And lastly, to follow on with when a step goes wrong, not everything goes right. We wanted to make this perfect traffic light that looked like something that could be put everywhere. But obviously we didn't do that, but we think we did get pretty close. And teamwork is not very easy. Although that may seem kind of negative, we as a team argued just quite a bit. But in the end, we got to the right place, and we finished the plan.
So, timeline.
First day, on Monday, we introduced ourselves, and we went around Maker Bay, and we did a tour, and we went through the rules, and we started off with the Smart Citizen Kit. So the Smart Citizen Kit is basically a small electronic circuit board that if you hook it up to your computer and connect everything right, it will detect the air quality for you. We learned how to assemble the Smart Citizen Kit and transfer the data to the computer. So on the computer, there's a website called smartcitizen.me.com, and basically that's where all your data is stored. So you need to create an account, and then you hook up your Smart Citizen Kit to it, and then everything will be imported into your computer. And we went around areas close to Maker Bay and wrote down the timings, and we recorded the level of PM 2.5 in those areas.
On the second day, Tuesday, we went through lots of ideas and tried to build for our air pollution checking products. Every team split into our different ways, especially that day. We also came up with many ideas such as cars, like the blog team, our traffic light, which is our team, drones, and etc. And as in our group, we came together because we voted for the same idea, which was the traffic light. And after all of that, after we come together as a team, we discussed and came up with new ideas on how we could build this idea, how we should split into different parts and go through and start building up our design. Finally, we started to build and coding.
So, third day. So then we split into groups. So Ryan did the coding. They went over to that side of the building, and Chris did the housing on the traffic light, the frames, some of the Google slides, and mostly we helped with the exoskeleton. I did the Google slides. I completed the solar panel on top of the traffic light, which you might not be able to see, and also the exoskeleton. And Brady, a bit of everything, not really focusing on the specific type except for coding. And on that day, we finished a 3D frame and the solar panel.
On the fourth day, Thursday, Matthew tested the solar panel in the morning and secured all the wires, which is inside, and I'll give you a brief tour of the inside later. I finished the main body, and I added basically these sheets of plywood onto it, and added hinges to the back. I'm not sure if many of you can see, but here this door can swing open. So there are a couple of hinges here we added inside. Ryan finished the coding for the Raspberry Pi, which is electronic circuit board that powers our complete traffic light and the system. And he finished the smart citizen kit, which we also explained earlier, and inputted the lights into the system. Matthew worked on the Google slides and helped Ryan with the Smart Citizen Kit sensor. And I finished the electronics, which is everything inside. So inside we have the, it's going to be hard to explain. Basically we have this board that connects to the lights, which is connected to 3 relays, and the light bulbs and the Raspberry Pi, which is all connected to the USB and the solar panel, which is connected to the Smart Citizen Kit, and that is all powered by this outlet over here. And Brady and I had fun spray painting the traffic light black and creating the holes for the traffic light.
So it was the 5th day. We kind of didn't do the instructables because we didn't really have time. We did a bit of the slides, and the solar panel in the morning didn't really work out. Everything kind of broke down on the solar panel, so I had to restart it, and Maria helped me complete it. And so let's move on to topics. So do any of you know what this drawing is? Okay. The top part. Okay, Ethan. Solar panel. Yeah, it's a solar panel. I have to draw on the computer, so it's not the perfect drawing. And the lights are the LED lights. And this was our original design. Like the sides, like the other cute stuff on the traffic light before. So these, if you're wondering what these are not like arms. They're like they're like to protect when it rains. They protect the rain to like go into like the sensors and ruin like the readings. So for the coding, I used Python to code a Raspberry Pi, which is this board over here. Can everyone see? This board, that's the Raspberry Pi. And to control there's 3 traffic lights there. And I used, and the Raspberry Pi sent an API query to the Smart Citizen website to get information from the sensor in the form of a JSON file. And that's the code I used. And this code above tells this Raspberry Pi to change the light bulb that is on like these 3, and according to the concentration of PM 2.5 in here.
Housing. So on the 3rd day, which was Wednesday, Matthew, Brady, and I went down to the workshop and we built an exoskeleton by cutting pieces of aluminum metal and bolting the metal together. Bolting is basically a process where you take different screws and you put it together in a way so that everything is stuck together. Also on Wednesday, I attached plywood, which is this thick wood, to the frame, to the exoskeleton, so that nothing would get damaged. And I built an acrylic box for the solar panel. So acrylic is basically a strong, thick type of plastic, which basically held everything up. And the solar panel is inside. Yeah. So also on that day, I added hinges to the box, and Brady and I came down and added handles to the box so we can open it easier. Then Brady and I also spray painted the traffic light and attached all the electronics inside and attached this board, because as you can see, this board is a different type of wood. So that just proves that we stuck it on. So that's why we had to stick in all the electronics.
So the solar panel. The solar panel allows, so how does a solar panel work? Well, a solar panel allows photons to free electrons from atoms to generate electricity, and the atoms come from the sun's energy, solar energy. And the board needed 3 to 4 hours to charge. On the engine it said 5 to 6, but ours wasn't as strong, and so it needed less time. And the positive and negative wires are connected to the switch and to the USB, which connects to the sensor. And the wire comes from the battery and the solar panel cell. The process.
What we learned. We learned how to utilize a solar panel by, we learned how to attach all the electronics to it. And we learned all about these electronic circuits that was connected to this board. We also learned a bit of coding. Ryan did most of the coding and used Python and JSON to make that happen. We learned how to build exoskeletons by putting the metal and bolting it together. And we also learned how LEDs work and how these are connected to the different systems inside. And we also learned what is PM 2.5, because none of the people in our group knew that this standed for particle matter 2.5, and the importance of air quality.
So this is going to be a circuit that, there are 2 circuits here, and I'll be talking about them. So do any of you know what this is? Like what you regularly call it? Okay, so it's basically what you normally call a plug, but they were going to call it the main power source. And this is the way the wires are formed. So basically, so it starts on the black wire. It connects, the electrons flow through, and they split into 3 wires, and they split into these 3 relays. So each relay is basically a switch for the lights, and the relays, if they're turned on, then the lights will get turned on. So the Raspberry Pi. So the Raspberry Pi is basically a controller which controls the light of the LEDs, and it controls like which one would turn on at the right time. So for example, there's data in it, and when it's like, for example, at a very high air quality, like there's terrible air quality, then it will turn red. And so this is the back of the solar panel. It's the solar panel circuit. So this is the solar cell which the wires come throughout, and this is the diode which we have to connect. And the solar panel charges the rechargeable battery. And the rechargeable battery also flows through the switch, and it goes to the USB, and which goes to the sensor. And this is a better image of it.
Now, so I'll be explaining all these points. So in the first day, we also, every single group did a poster explaining and planning out what they do every day. And this was ours. You may not be able to see the whole entire thing, but we took a photo of all the materials we needed. Now, as you can see here, this is the electronic board which is this. All these electronics are the electrical board. They're hooked up to the lights, everything. They're hooked up to the Raspberry Pi, the lights, the relays, and especially hooked up to power, which controls everything and what's important about this traffic light. And here we can also see circuits that the solar panels, those are the solar cells and the solar panel. Matthew did most of that, and he soldered lots of it. And over there, you can see a photo of the USB actually turning on, since it's a final and complete circuit.
Okay, so in this photo here, it shows that this is the working traffic light, and this is the back of the traffic light, this part. But so the working traffic light actually had a problem. If you go to this link, it shows that when we were doing the traffic light, we were testing out the lights, and then sorry, I'm just okay. So and then after Ryan puts in the code for it to turn red by command, it short circuits. That tiny flash right there was the system short circuiting, and that's why it won't be able to turn on now. So in order for it to make it turn on again, we have to redo all the electronics.
Now, this, as you can see, is when the paint dries. It's all shiny and it's really well glossed up. So it has a nice finish. The black finish, we think, suited well with the idea that it should look like a real traffic light. Over there, as I said before, is all the circuits, the wiring, everything that hooks up to the Raspberry Pi, which controls the whole system. And there is our final and finished product.
Thank you.